Shalom V'cha. Sunday is the Israeli parade, and who's going to be missing in action? Our dear mayor that we love so much, Mayor Mamdani. He's making a point not to come to the parade in order to show that he does not approve of Israel, and really doesn't approve of the Jewish community at all. We all know that, but that's only one step in order to radicalize and destroy the West. Israel is just the first step. You know, that's Israel. At least they say it straight out. The rest of the world, the rest of the West, they're still playing a preface like they call it takia. Takia means amadat panim. You pretend. Takia in Arabic, what does it mean? It means that you pretend one thing and you do another thing. It's a common practice by the Shia. Whenever they live, since the Shia is much smaller community than the Sunni, then whenever they live around the Sunni, they pretend that they Sunni as well. But inside they're Shia, and inside the house they practice Shia tradition. So that's called the takia. That's what Mamdani is doing. Mamdani is playing the same game to the West while showing what he feels exactly towards Israel. This takia is already done by Muhammad in the Hudaybiyah Treaty. Hudaybiyah Treaty, for anybody that doesn't know, is a treaty that he made with the Jews at Khaybar, and they made a treaty not to have what is called ceasefire for 10 years. And after a couple of years, he broke that ceasefire when the Jews went for business out of town. They went to business trips. He saw them going. He waved to them hello, and they waved to him. He left, and then he went to their country and to their place, to their villages, and he destroyed the place. He attacked the men. He abused the women. That's called Hudaybiyah, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. He killed the community in Khaybar, the community in Mecca, and so on. So it's all under the same takia. Anyway, this idea of not going to the parade, which is a tradition already of mayors for 61 years. Every year the mayor shows support and goes to that parade. Whether you want to go to the parade, you don't want to go to the parade, you feel that you belong there, or you don't belong there, for any reasons you do. Over here, definitely it's done to make a point to delegitimize the country of Israel and the Jews at large. And really, this kind of behavior we found in the Torah in many places, that when you do something publicly, it sets a point. Like, for instance, by Paro, for example, before he goes and he attacks the the babies and he enslaves the men, he tells his nation that he tells everybody publicly, Am Yisrael, they become large and many. Right away, that's the very first thing he does. He spreads out that the rhetoric against Am Yisrael, to show that Am Yisrael are dangerous and they not humane, and this way afterwards it's easier to go to the next plan, which is to enslave the men and to kill the baby, drown the babies, and so on. Same thing with Balak. Before he goes to Bilam, the very first thing, he tells everybody in public that Am Yisrael are coming and they're going to be uprooting everything that we have, just like a ox uproots everything that he sees. Rashi explains that not only that he eats the grass, but he also pulls it out and destroys it. He takes out everything from the root. Same thing Am Yisrael will do to us. After he was able to publicly speak negatively about Am Yisrael, then it's much easier to go and to the next step and invite Bilam to curse Am Yisrael. Same thing with also Korach. What does Korach do? Korach, before he goes to fight against Moshe Rabbeinu, what does it say in the pasuk? Vayikach Korach. What does it mean? Vayikach, Rashi says, לקח עצמו להיות לצד אחד, להיות נחלק על העדה. Which means first he removed himself, he removed himself, he put himself on a different side, different, it's a different category, different, and then it's much easier to start attacking Moshe Rabbeinu. So we see this technique of going publicly is the first step before you go to fight. Now, don't get me wrong. We don't want Mamdani to come. It's much better for us. He doesn't come. We don't need his support. We don't need his friendliness at all. But we need to realize that what he's doing is not just not showing support to Israel. It's actually the first step before fighting openly against the Jewish people, which he did already from the first day in office. And him and his crew of many that are trying to destroy the West. Same thing we found by Shirat Dvorah, that when you don't join in, you make a point. By Shirat Dvorah, she says over there, Lama yashavta ben hamishpatayim lishmoa shrikot adarim lefalgut Reuven. What does it mean? She says to Reuven, why did you sit amongst the sheepfolds and just hearing the whispering of the sheep, waiting and seeing what's going to be at the war? Rashi says, "Bechilukei libo shel Reuven rabu chekekei lev." Armumiyut. Reuven was behaving as a cunning, as sly, that he didn't go to fight the war together with Am Yisrael. Why? He wanted to see who's going to win the war. He just doesn't want to be part of a war that might be for him the losing side. So, what does it mean shrikot adarim? Lishmoa kol edrei milchama. He just sat and he saw like he's watching a nice movie. He saw from the side watching the war. Didn't do anything. He got rebuked, and that rebuke is in Shirat Dvorah, is recorded forever and ever. She continues and says, Oru meroz amar malach Hashem, Oru meroz yoshvei ki lo ba'u le'ezrat Hashem. This is talking about different stars that were supposed to come to help Am Yisrael. Ezrat Hashem, Rashi says, is Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael is the representative of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the world. So therefore, since they didn't come to help out, that they are cursed. Oru meroz. By the way, from here they say, many want to say that there are UFOs in the world, and now it's very common. Oru meroz is talking about stars, and it's talking about things that are out of space. Okay, in Nehemiah, we also find the same idea, and it says over there, "V'adirehem lo eviru tzavaram ba'avodat adonehem." He says that publicly. When you say that publicly, you make a point. He says to the nobles, he rebukes them. He says that the fact that you didn't come and bring your neck under the work of Hashem, that for that you are criticized. We see from here again that something that is said publicly has a point and causes an influence. From there, things could go only downward. On the other side, we found just the opposite. We spoke about Ezra in the past with Koresh. Koresh, which was chosen to help build Bet HaMikdash, and we mentioned that Kadosh Baruch Hu calls him Meshichi. Koresh Meshiach Hashem, which means Koresh is the anointed one. Kadosh Baruch Hu says that in the pasuk. It's brought down. What was Koresh doing before he goes to build Bet HaMikdash? First of all, he announces to everybody that he is the one selected to build and to honor Kadosh Baruch Hu. He says the pasuk says like this. This is in the very beginning of Sefer Ezra. He says, "כה אמר Koresh melech Paras, כל ממלכות הארץ נתן לי השם אלוקי השמיים, והוא פקד עליי לבנות לו בית בירושלים." הקדוש ברוך הוא commanded me to build for him a house in Yerushalayim. When you come out with such an announcement, it does has a lot of effect, and the world hears it. It gives a lot of glory to Am Yisrael. It gives a lot of glory to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's called Kiddush Hashem, and it builds up the nation. It gives them self-esteem. He gives them honor, and with that, people are thinking twice: should they be messing around with Am Yisrael? That is the approach of Koresh, and again, he was rewarded in such a beautiful term, Meshiach Hashem, Meshichi. Ko amar Hashem le-Meshichi, le-Koresh Meshichi. It says in Nehemiah, same idea. In Nehemiah there was a story that they building up the Chomot Yerushalayim. The Chomot of Yerushalayim were at that point weren't built yet, and the enemies were coming and attacking Am Yisrael daily. So they decided they will build the walls and make sure that the place is secure. The pasuk says, "Vayika asher shama Sanballat ki anachnu bonim et hachoma." When he heard Sanballat, he was the one that was trying to hurt the work of the builders of the wall. When he heard about Am Yisrael, they're trying to build the walls, vayichar lo veichas arbe. He got very angry. He got he wasn't. It didn't look good in his eyes. Vayil'ag al Yehudim. He put them down. He felt that he needs to put them down. What did he say? Vayomer lifnei Achav, ma Yehudim ha'omlalim osim. Again, he says that publicly, announces what are these poor people, the poor Jews are trying to do. They're trying to build. They're not going to accomplish anything. So there was another person over there, Tuvia Amoni. He says, Vayomer gam asher em bonim im ya'aleh shual uparatz ha'choma. Even if they'll try to build, we're going to make sure to destroy it. It's not going to uphold. It's not going to hold water. When we make sure that it's going to appear as a fox comes in, and every day, whatever they do, will destroy. So we see the same approach over and over again in both sides of the coins. In one hand, those that try to delegitimize Am Yisrael, that's how it starts, but it never ends that way. Always, that's the very first step, but then things are getting much worse. And on the other hand, when anybody, especially a leader, makes a point to praise Am Yisrael, to protect Am Yisrael, like President Trump does, it goes very, very far. And we see that since President Trump was elected, a lot of the riots and a lot of the demonstrations and protests quiet down in the colleges, in the campuses. It's not happening anymore. A lot of things are much quieter lately. But in New York, when you have such a mayor that looks for trouble for Am Yisrael, so then it opens up the door to all those that want to hurt Am Yisrael. So at least we need to realize that what he's doing is not to just rebuke against, not just to ban the day of the parade just against the country of Israel, the state of Israel. It's never about the state of Israel. It's always a different excuse. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that, but it always comes for the same root, and that is anti-Semitism.